I've always wondered what rising sea levels are.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Rising sea levels are the increase in the average height of the ocean surface. It's mainly driven by the melting of glaciers of ice sheets and thermal expansion of seawater the warmer it gets. The more the glaciers and ice sheets melt, the more water it adds into the ocean, as you can see here. However, ultimately, climate change is causing the glaciers to melt because of the higher temperatures that result in the glaciers and ice caps melting. Another cause is the volume of the ocean expanding due to the higher water temperature that was caused by global warming. On average, the global mean water level has been rising about 0.14 inches per year from 2006 to 2018. With the increase of greenhouse emissions, by 2300 we could see as much as 10 meters of additional sea rise. Experts hope it will only rise 8 to 20 inches by the year, but that will require humanity to achieve negative greenhouse gas emissions, plus getting rid of the excess greenhouse gases already in the atmosphere.
Wow, that's a lot.
Believe it or not, humans are the main reason for the increase of melting glaciers. While it may not seem like it, many of our everyday actions contribute to the melting and rising of sea levels. But how exactly are we doing damage? By driving cars, using the internet, and just simply turning on the lights. We are using energy sources like fossil fuels. By burning fossil fuels and promoting deforestation to build more power sources, these actions can create many greenhouse gases that release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Even the food we consume affects the melting of ice caps. By clearing land for planting crops, agriculture, and room for farm animals, this creates a mass of methane emissions. Cattle are the #1 agricultural source of creating greenhouse gases.
Maybe becoming a vegetarian doesn't sound that bad after all.
As mass amounts of heats and gases are created, our planet cannot regulate it fast enough. Over time, it leads to an excess amount of buildup in our atmosphere. Depending on the gas, it could take hundreds of years before it actually leaves out. Heat is not yet able to get absorbed by the ocean, leading for the ocean to just heat up. According to NASA, ocean heat has significantly increased by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit since 1909.
You may be asking, what events will take place if we don't take action about climate change and the melting of glaciers? Melting glaciers can affect surrounding and coastal areas in many ways. For example, rising sea levels may cause land erosion and causing us to lose habitable land for humans and animals. Surge of fresh water could flood nearby sewage systems, cutting off our power plant and cutting off energy from all of the neighborhoods. Inhabited coastal areas may have to migrate out of our native homeland from such floods, which can cause disruptions of many ecosystems. What causes an ecosystem collapse? Things like unnecessary stress and rising sea levels are one of the main causes of ecosystem collapse. Loss of an ecosystem can unbalance the surrounding environment. Oh no! My house! As ice caps melt, they can cause earthquakes, causing the land to shift as large pieces of ice break off and potentially causing earthquakes. Ancient bacteria and diseases can be exposed to human life that have not yet made a cure for medicine for the newly exposed bacteria within the glaciers. I wonder if there's anything I can do to fix this.
Well, if we reduce the amount of fossil fuels being used and burned by switching to more renewable resources, there would be less greenhouse gas emissions. Some alternatives would be using solar energy, wind energy, or hydropower, since they're much more environmentally friendly. This would help prevent glaciers from melting in the future, and sea levels will change at a more natural pace. In the meantime, coastal communities can start building protective infrastructures such as seawalls, levees, and drainage systems. These measures will help areas protect themselves from flooding and/or erosion. Other green infrastructures such as wetlands and forests will also help to provide a more natural solution to rising sea levels. The effects of the Sea Levels Rising Program, ESLR, helps provide coastal managers with tools to prepare for moments of impact where sea levels rise in ecosystems. They additionally help assess natural ecosystems' vulnerability and explore the possibility of wetlands and barrier islands to reduce flooding. As these problems rapidly increase in severity, various organizations are already finding ways to handle it on a much larger scale. The Arctic Reflections Organization plans to utilize specific parts of the Arctic Ocean to create ice utilizing water pumps in the winter. From there, the ice would be transported into Arctic waters by ocean currents, making it a quick and effective process. The organization projects to keep the number of pump installations needed to restore nearly 100,000 kilometers square of ice during the summer months to 100 to 1,000. But of course, that's hard to do on a large scale. So first, we can start focusing on early warning systems that help inform communities of natural disasters before they strike. Naturally, first responders will have more time to prepare to take action.